terrorists. Hold on. Here's Tara's Daily Rant.
All right, so we have the guy, Hal from Spartanburg, on the line. The one who says he secretly married his girlfriend in high school. Didn't tell his parents. Tell us about this, Hal. How did this go down?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, she immigrated from Ireland when we were in fifth grade. And I knew the moment that I saw her that I was in love.
Fifth grade?
I told her. Yeah, fifth grade.
That's awesome. Okay.
And I told her that someday I was going to marry her and she was going to be my wife. We started seriously dating in 8th grade, fell in love by 9th grade, and we decided that we needed to be married in 11th grade. Done our research, found out that you could go to Wheeling, West Virginia, and get married at 16 without parental consent. So on spring break, when we were supposed to be at the beach, that's what we done.
Wow. Okay. So, and then what did you do? You just went back home, moved back in with your respective parents, and didn't tell anyone?
That's exactly what we done, and no one knew but us. By the beginning of our senior year, my mom had figured it out. And she would ask questions, and we would dodge the question at all costs. And we finally dropped the bomb on them our graduation night that we had been married since spring break of our 11th grade year.
How did that go over?
My mom and my dad, as well as her dad, knew it from about 6th grade, they said. They knew that we were going to end up together, and we have 3 kids now. One is 24, one is 22, and we lost our mind and decided we needed another one, and now we have a 6-year-old.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. That is great. So when did you guys move in and out together after senior year then?
She worked at Ingalls, and I was working a third shift job my senior year doing partial classes. And by the time we graduated, we had our own single-wide trailer, and we moved in the day we graduated.
Wow. And you said your parents knew you would end up together, but come on, I bet a lot of people are thinking this will never last.
We've been married 29 years.
Good for you. Are you happy?
That can't be happier.
That is fantastic.
I have never dated another lady. I have never loved another lady, and I will be that way if I live to be 100.
That is awesome. So you know what you guys are like geese. You mate for life, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's great.
It's been thick, and it's been thin, and it's never wavered one way or the other.
So I have a question. When you married her on spring break, right? So parents are always worried about spring break. My child fell off the balcony. That seems to happen a lot when they get drunk. My child got married and stayed married. Huh. Okay. Not the worst thing could have happened. Did you marry her because of immigration reasons? Because you said she was from Ireland, or you just wanted to get married, or?
Oh no. I married her completely because I fell madly in love with her by 6th grade.
So whose idea was it to get married? Was it yours? You have to talk her into it, hers, or?
Oh no, it was mutual. I think definitely by 9th grade we knew that we were not going to be separated, and we couldn't live without the other. So it was just logical to do the unlogical thing.
My parents would have freaked out if I did that, but it doesn't sound like yours did too much.
Oh no, I know. My mom, I loved her as soon as she met her. She's humble, salt of the earth girl, always has been. If you see her today, she's the same tomorrow. No, it was well accepted and expected, I believe.
Now, you told her when you were in 5th grade that you were going to get married. Were you together from 5th grade to 9th grade? Or what was... Because that's very young. I mean, I have a 5th grader. I can't...
Yeah. They brought her into the class and introduced her and told us that she had moved from another country. And all I saw was this beautiful, pale-skinned, red-headed, green-eyed girl that I knew someday I was going to marry.
That is so funny. So were you guys, I mean, fifth grade dating is sort of check the box, will you go out with me, will you not? Were you, dating or together, just kind of friends till you started dating in high school?
We were friends until our 8th grade prom, and once I convinced her to dance with me, I think that was the thing that sealed the deal. She knew, I knew, and we've never had any doubt about it since.
So you pursued this woman for 3 years, from the 5th grade to the 8th grade. To stick with anything that long for a kid that age is quite, even like Roblox, right? Is quite something.
I really don't know how to explain it, but as soon as I saw her, I knew that is the woman that I was going to spend the rest of my life with.
Well, that is a gift, and there are people who go a whole life and don't get that. So you should treasure that.
Oh, I absolutely do. Every day she knows exactly how much she means to me, and I feel exactly the same way.
Well, you're getting a lot of thumbs up on the text line. Text right, say, Tara, that collar is more impressive than the car with 1 million+ miles on it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well, good.
And I had texted you, and I had got out of my Jeep, come home from third shift, and was sitting in a deer stand when my wife, who was listening to you at work, texted me and said, "You have to call Tara now."
Oh, good. She listens. See, that's what your marriage is based on. Mutual love for WRD, and that's a fine thing to base a marriage on.
Oh, yeah. Well, as I talk to you right now, I'm about 30 feet up in a tree.
Did you get anything? Anything wandered by?
I've been talking to you, so I don't know.
Well, fantastic, Hal. I got to tell you, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Do you have any advice for people? Because, we've talked in recent weeks about how hard it is to find a mate now. I mean, with more than half of women identifying as something other than heterosexual at this point, I mean, the market's pretty thin. What would you tell people out there?
I would say if you find the one that you love, marry them and pick your fights very cautiously. And when you do pick your fight, stick to your guns, because it is something that matters to you. And don't worry, don't sweat the petty stuff.
Yep. I agree with that. Well, Hal, you know what? I'll let you go, because I don't want to scare off all the deer out there. You know what I mean? You've been talking to me. They're probably gone for miles. You know what I'm saying? You might as well almost come down from the deer stand at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to go home and warm up.
Texture rates, by the way, Hal, that's what you might call soulmates. Is she your soulmate?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I love it. Well, Hal, thank you so much for listening. Tell her thank you for listening, too.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All right. You enjoy the rest of your day. You be careful up there in that deer stand. See, I love stuff like that. That is fantastic. And you know what, producer Tim, you're not here most of the time because you're Tim, too. The reason I do this so much, Texter writes, "Oh my heart skipped a beat, red hair and green eyes." The reason I do this is there's so much negativity about marriage in our society. And like I said, I think there's a lot more happier people out there than anybody realizes.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And it's even like when I was coming up, like it was like every other day, your friends, parents are getting a divorce, your friends' parents are getting a divorce. So I think for me personally, I just didn't want to be a statistic. And I think me and my wife actually had that conversation. We said, we're not going to be another statistic. We're going to push through our problems, and we're going to make them better, and we're going to stay together.
Yeah.
Like, our goal is to grow old with each other. So, and we made that promise to each other. So I'm hoping that other people kind of is doing the same thing.
Absolutely. And I guess the thing I want to get across is it's possible to be really happy in a marriage. There are people who are super happy. There's a guy that texts me every year. His wife died. I don't know how many numbers of years it is. He does it every year, though. He loved her dearly. He sent me a picture of one. She's beautiful. She died young of breast cancer. He is not remarried. His heart is still broken. And, this has been going on. It's got to be 20 years now. It was probably about 12 when he started texting me.
I don't know how he's doing it, man. I couldn't. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I couldn't I couldn't do that. Dude, my wife, I couldn't do life without her. Like,
Yeah.
So.
That's out there. And you know what that is, Tim? That is a gift. If you got that,
Yeah.
that's a gift. You got something, We all get different things. Michael Jordan got, basketball ability. But if you have that, not everyone gets that. Don't let that slip away. That is incredibly valuable thing.
Yeah, yeah. I 100% treasure it. And, and he even said, Hal had said, to pick your battles and stick to your guns. Great advice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to say that to Kia, my wife, all the time, because she would, we would fight or whatever, but she wouldn't talk about anything. Like, she would kind of like shut down. And I'd be like, baby, if you feel some type of way, then you feel some type of way. No matter what I think, no matter what anybody else thinks, if you feel some type of way, you need to let me know so that I can help you or I can understand.
Yeah.
And, so what he said kind of goes along with that, stick to your guns, you feel the way you feel, and that's just the way it is. And stick to that.
Amen. You know what I've learned long term? I actually wrote an email to a guy I knew who was getting married. This is a couple years ago, just from doing this, long story. And, my husband and I are both brawlers. I know you couldn't guess that from listening to me on the air. You know what I mean? Like, I very strongly believe things, and so does he. And I used to fight every battle. And I came to realize you got to pick that few that matter to you in a marriage. Like, this is a hill I'm going to die on. And then you have to, if you want to win those, you have to let everything else go. Just shake your head and go, okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But,
I agree.
But those few things nobody wants to be with a doormat.
No.
You know what I mean? They don't. And you don't want to be a doormat because you won't like yourself and that'll ruin your marriage. So, what are those one or two things that are like, wow, this is important to me? And you got to get that across, whatever that is, and then just let the rest go.
This is the way I want to live. And sometimes you have to let the other person know this is for me.
Right.
Like, I need you to understand that I don't want to live this way. So we need to talk about it. We need to work together to fix it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And then the smaller stuff, like if you can let it go, let it go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely.
If she forgot to, I don't know, go to the store or something. Yeah, man, let that go. Let that go. Life's too short.
Yep. Amen to that. All right. As you know, Tim, we're way over the break. So wonderful call from Hal and his wife. Congratulations.
Terrorists want to hear the Tara Show weekday mornings on 106.3 WORD and the Odyssey app.